everyone, this is P4L, coming to you with the last of my Iron Factory goodies from this week. They sent me stuff so I can do the official video manuals for their YouTube page, but this is their last one. This is their EX-39D Dustfog, or their version of exhaust, the remold of their wheeljack, which is also a slight remold of their Racing Bros Sunstreaker. This is the SGC 11th limited edition, so I guess this is from the Singapore convention that just happened not too long ago, but it does look really nice. The deco here just looks really nice. So packaging review, even the packaging is really nice. It has that kind of iconic red, the triangle embedded in the red, which is kind of iconic for this character itself, and the kind of Marlboro colors here. So packaging on the back, just a bunch of images of him and his various modes. And his accessories. He does come with a decent amount more accessories than, say, the retrogrades that I just reviewed. For instance, for example, I don't know what word I was looking for. For example, he comes with an extra set of hands that can peg in instead of the stock hands. He also comes with some instructions. Very much the same kind of instructions and transformation as the Racing Bros, but slightly different in some of the molding. So it's going to be like the wheeljack version of the mold. He looks really nice. The paint deco and overall just deco that they have on this looks really nice. He does come with some extra weaponry. He kind of has that wheeljack gun, but he also has the backpack. And he comes out of packaging slightly mistransformed in the sense that you just need to get these hail spurs out. These aren't even wholly necessary, I would say, but they're nice to have. And again, the hands that he comes with are the balled up fist ones. But I think I said this in my wheeljack review. The ones with the open hands are the ones that are needed not only for the weaponry, but also makes the alt mode look a little bit more filled out in the side panel, just because they're a little bit larger. So yeah, so let's go ahead and plug these in. It's too bad that the retrograde guys didn't come with the option of additional hands. I think that would have been nice as well. But yeah, they're just pegs. The other ones are the splayed open hands. But let's put those off to the side. The gun is kind of a rectangular handle. Tabs in just fine right there. I thought he might be able to store his gun here, but then I realized no, his backpack actually sits over top of that. His backpack itself pegs in this hole back here. It's a very tight fit. You can see how, and these pins are really tight here. You can see how squeaky they are, but you can kind of rock them forward over his shoulders, like so. But yeah, the deco looks really nice. 598. He actually comes with an ab crunch, which is different than the Racing Bros, or the retrograde. So let's see here. I think that makes it look a lot more dynamic. Very clean overall. He does have the empty legs in the back here. Articulation wise, he does have a ball joint, a very new remolded face, which is very nice looking with his kind of V. I always think of it as like a face mask. It looks like a face mask that went too high or something like that, like an animation error, like Vortex or something like that, blast off. His shoulders are on a hinge and on a ball socket in the shoulder itself. So it can go all the way around. Bicep swivel, single jointed elbow bend, like so. And then the wrist obviously is on a peg, so you can rotate around. We talked about his waist having an ab crunch, which is very nice to have. And then a swivel. It does run into a little bit of the backpack, but not so much that it'll really break up the look. Like it just comes out just a little bit. His hips are on ball joints that get you 90 degrees forward, back, and to the side. Thigh swivel, 90 degree, almost 90 degree knee bend, but then if you want to use that transformation joint, you can get it to, you should be able to use that. There we go. Yeah, you can bring out that knee joint and get all the way flat if you need to. It's interesting, they made an improvement when they did the wheel jack. His knee part here actually secures a lot better than the retrograde or the original Sunstreaker. He has a toe tilt and pivot, and then the heels that we saw before. So yeah, very similar, but obviously slightly upgraded in the mold. I really like the ab crunch. I think that's the best new addition to this figure, aside from obviously the really nice paint deco. Come on. So speaking of the retrograde bros, I'll just bring one out for comparison here, really just to show you the mold differences. So again, the knee here is just kind of shaped like this as opposed to this piece, which I don't know how it works, but it secures a lot better than the previous one. The heels are different, obviously, because this doesn't use the front spoiler. This one's front spoiler is actually attached here. The backpack's different, and then again, the lack of ab crunch on these guys. All right. Who else? I'll just bring out Optimus this time. This is Magic Squares. I think this scales okay. They are a different size overall. And then here's Cliff Jumper. Here's another one that I have. It's kind of a messed up version of the Magic. I think this is Magic Square, if I'm not mistaken. Magic Square's Ultra Magnus. He looks super battle damage. It's actually because I had to salvage parts for Toy Dojo for a customer. So in any case, let's go ahead and get on with the transformation. Like I said, the transformation is pretty much the same, but there are some minor differences. So pull this back on the backpack. I don't know why they made that so tight. Oh, I guess I should mention there's a hinge here and a ball joint here, so, and then obviously the peg. So the backpack does have some amount of articulation as well, as does his wings on the backpack. So while we're back here, let's just go ahead and fold in the wings all the way around. And this will come up and around like so. We'll just hold on to that for now. The hands will rotate 180 degrees, as will the biceps. And like I said, I recommend the open hands just because they actually fill out the space more fully than the other ones. There is a slight difference in the transformation process here. So instead of flipping all this around, you just basically rock this forward on the transformation, on the double hinge. And the also difference is that this backpack doesn't peg into the chest. Basically just sits down and kind of, it's easier to slide it underneath like so. And then rock the shoulders back up to tab in right here. There's also another tab that I always fail to mention down here that goes into his arms. It's like that on the Racing Bros as well, but I don't know why, but I always fail to mention that. Maybe because it's so kind of seamless that it kind of sits in there by itself. I liked having the legs together and dealing with them as one entity, and then folding down the nose cone. Not nose cone, the front spoiler or front of the car. And like I said, the slight difference here is that when you collapse the legs, you have to make sure that these tabs will clear here. So, and like I said, because of the way the mold was improved upon, it actually makes it a lot harder to get these collapsed. So let's try to get that in like so. And then underneath, close that up, and then push down on the windshield. Some other improvements that they made is that you can actually fold up the gun, his gun, and store it. So right in here, you can see that slot for this tab. There we go. Here he is in comparison to one of the retrograde Racing Bros. I think this is the Runabout. So even though they do share a lot of the same mold parts and transformation, you can see just how different externally they look. The wheels do roll. It does have nice paint. And plastic quality is quite nice. And again, just the overall details that they have in the paint and deco kind of explain why this guy is more expensive. I think he's $50 for a single figure as compared to, say, the other Racing Bros are, which are similarly molded, but obviously have a lot less labor going in as far as paint goes. And it does come with more accessories, including the hands. So let's go ahead and get this guy transformed back. Just untab the gun, fold out the barrel. Come up here and we want to untab the windshield and then extend the knees, flip up the toes, then pull out the heels, and then split the legs. We're going to come to the top and untab the shoulders from the back of the car. While we're here, rotate the hands, rotate the fists, rotate the hands, rotate the fists. I mean, biceps, arms, and then the fists. You guys know what I meant. This backpack kind of folds in on itself. But before we do that, let's fold out the translucent blue wings. And then the chest just kind of comes up and tabs in. There are a couple tab slots here that lock that into place. And then, as before, if you want to rotate these forward, you can do so. And pose them however you'd like. Man, these are tight. I gotta like hold it in place or it might fall off the peg. And then slot the gun back into his hand. I'm wondering if I can actually tab these in here. Oh yeah. So if you want it as a forearm blaster, you can do that. I don't know why I thought to do that just now, but I saw that and it works. Interesting. So yeah, that's really it for this review. I like this mold a lot. I like the Wheeljack as well. They've actually done really good jobs with Wheeljack molds in general. The Toy World one is also really quite nice. I'm not, because that one's a little bit more G1, I probably prefer it over this one than the Wheeljack one, but I think it still looks quite nice. Both of them look quite nice. So at $50, I think it is a little bit high, but it is once again a supposed exclusive, convention exclusive, as well as having really nice decos and accessories, including all these extra hands. So I think this is a really nice mold. If you're going to pick one up, I'd rather pick up this guy at $50 than the two pack. But yeah, if you like the review, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. You can pick this up from Toy Dojo using the link in the description below. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section and let me know what you think of this guy, alright? That's all for today, everyone. Hope you have a good one.